Just can't wait to see the players that will represent Nigeria at the FIFA World Cup. And of course, once the list is out, and tomorrow definitely we'll be taking a look at all the players, their performance so far in their various clubs, both home and abroad. And of course, we'll look at other teams also, and that's when we get into the World Cup proper. Okay, from that now move straight to the Nigerian Professional Football League match day 17. Some matches were decided at the weekend, and of course, the big one was for Taraba FC beating Sharks by a lone goal to nothing. Well, that was really huge for Sharks, you would say. But taking a look at the result, you have Kano Pillars and Aimba. Of course, this was expected to be in favor of Kano Pillars, but just by a lone goal, well, I didn't expect that. Well, remember, they actually without a Sanicator who couldn't travel with them because he had a knock, so he couldn't travel with them.
Unfortunately.
7 appearances, he has scored 1 goal. But that 1 goal he scored was actually crucial for them.
Yeah, it's been a very key player ever since he made his return to the Globe Premier League. So I'm sure it was a big miss for Aimba, but Gambo Mohamed came up with the goods there for Kano Pillars, 1-0 victory. I think it was a good one for Kano Pillars. Aimba, better luck next time. Yeah,
looking at another result, Warri Wolves and Nasarawa United ended in favor of Warri Wolves 2-1. Rangers and Kaduna, Rangers was winning that one. Bayelsa and Heartland. Wow, how did they do this? 4-3. That's huge. 7 goals were scored in that particular game. And Sunshine Stars and Economy Warriors, 3-2. It ended. 5 goals also scored. Why you say it was a season, a festival of goals on the weekend? Dolphins and Lobby Stars ended in favor of Dolphins, 3-1. Giwa FC and Nimbe City. What happened in that game? Was it walkover?
Yeah, walkover. Apparently, Nimbe didn't show up for that game. And for usually what happens there is...
and these are the two sides, just coming into the Premier League, and you having one of them missing.
Exactly. Whatever happened, we don't know what really happened. But the fact of the matter is they didn't show up for the game, and they've been walked over.
Okay, we have Abia Warriors and Gombe United, 2-1. That's one ended. What?
Very good score. We have to talk about one before we move on now, and that's the Taraba 1-0 over Sharks. Sharks going into the game were looking to extend their unbeaten run to 11, but it wasn't meant to be because Taraba scored a very late penalty in that game to get all 3 points.
And that was really crucial for them.
I hope that penalty was really a penalty.
Okay, I didn't watch that. So I wouldn't react.
That's what I said, I hope.
Let's move from football, going straight to athletics. What is happening in the Diamond League? Of course, Blessing Okagbare is still blazing this train there. In the 200 meters, she was able to make a personal best for the season. And of course, you have, surprisingly, Shelly and Fraser-Price. Taya, over to you. What happened to your
what you want to
best
say?
girl?
I really don't know what happened now. I'm sure something went wrong somewhere that we're not aware about because you hardly see Shelly Ann coming last in any race.
I think she said she's having a pain in that lower part of her body, so a little bit of injury there.
Yeah.
And maybe that was what made her to pull out in the last Diamond League. Of course, this one coming into it, we think she'll be very fit. But she's still having...
If that's the case, then why did she run at all? That's the question you'll ask there. But then it's one of those things that happen. Sometimes you win and sometimes you lose. And
the surprise winner there.
Yeah, 20 meters
and
out.
she said she didn't know a few minutes to 10 that she was going to be here. And of course, she came and she decided to make mockery of the big girls.
Yeah, Bowie Tori, good race for her there. But our own Blessing, actually, she did well as well. Came second with a personal best, like I said. So it's good to see Blessing. She's building that. Yeah, 22.23. Yeah, she's building that momentum as we go into the Commonwealth Games.
Yeah, that's a huge one. Now, talking about...
And before we just move on now, one more person we need to talk about is Justin Gatlin. He is on fire, like seriously.
Yeah, wind assisted.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. When you run 9.76, Justin is 32 years old now. And you wonder, like, if still running all these times, all these very fast times. And last time around in Shanghai, he was the winner as well, too. And you wonder why he used PEDs in the first place. Because that means he has it in him to be a champion, and he's done it before. So I wonder why he had to meddle into using drugs and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, we really can't tell for the American. Okay, now there's one man who actually failed to mention, talking about Rhodesia, who the Olympic champion, the 800 meters, finishing 7th. He has been out for a while. He was injured, and coming back for the first time. His first race for a long while, almost a year, finishing 7th.
Yeah.
Was it okay for him to have gone, or he's just preparing for the next one?
Come on, like you just said, it's been out for a while. It's going to take him a long time for him to actually get in the flow of things. Yeah, it's very hard to be... athletes and footballers will tell you generally, when you're out for a long time, for you to come back and just come and win straight away is usually very
difficult.
difficult. Yeah, so Rudisha definitely, as time goes by, will get better, and we'll say I pounds out for him in the next race.
Okay, Amos was the one who stole the show from Burundi.
Exactly, and we know no sight of Usain Bolt yet.
No, so come on, Usain Bolt has won so much money that he doesn't even want the money from the Diamond League.
Yeah, I know, because Gatlin said, but I'll go back to his quote. He said, this year, he is his own competition. He doesn't see anybody out there, and that's including Usain Bolt.
Okay.
But we're waiting for Usain to come back and say something about that.
Okay, all right, we'll go for a break now where Andy Murray, it took him like 2 days, not really 2 days anyway, but almost 2 days, because the match started on Saturday night and the lights went out after 40 minutes. But the next day on Sunday morning, they had to continue his game against Philip Kohlschreiber. So he was able to win that one after almost 4 hours, more than 4 hours. The second one was 3 hours, 17 minutes, and the first one, which was 40 minutes, more than 4 hours. But for him, at least it was a good one for him getting to the 4th round of the French Open. After that, a 5-set thriller.
Last couple of games. That's the one from that last point of the that's pushed wide. Well, he took the risk, and that's the way you've got to win these matches. The second serve, Murray, it was a percentage play. If he misses it, he still had a match point.
Okay, let's take a look at the papers, and of course, as expected, it's all about the Super Eagles list, and starting with Complete Sport this morning. What do we have here? It says Keshe admits selection headache. Of course, and you have what Complete Sport have actually done in front. Eagles burst to unveil World Cup squad today. You have Mike in, Eyama in, Omero in, Emenike in. According to, of course, it's like you're actually in their own mind. And you have the ones that are out. Well, Uchebo out. So for out, one for out, and Joel will be out. Yeah. Exactly, that's the question mark. That's what you have in Complete Sport. And the other one, Nigerian football agent in match fixing next. Okay, match fixing scandal is really rocking it. This is okay. Looking at sports, the biggest headline here.
Yeah, obviously, tomorrow is the day Gallant Grace awaits Super Eagles. By tomorrow, we have a very clear picture of the Super Eagles that will be going to Brazil 2014.
And maybe we might just have our first 11 playing this game.
Yeah, we should. Actually, we should, because after this game, there will be one more game to
against
go
against
the USA.
Okay, let me move straight to Sporting Life. What do we have here? Match fixing allegation. Of course, Onazi denies fixer. Okay, Onazi is still involved in this one. And tragedy, 40 die in Mumbai soccer match bomb blast. This is not a good one. And Villa joins MLS New York City. Why? Okay, Aguero wants Barcelona move, and FIFA probe exposes Nigeria still on match fixing.
Yeah, soccer star. Yeah, fear grips Super Eagles. It's very understandable. Yeah, because a lot of them will be finding out their fate today. 7 of them, to be exact. So we'll see how it pounds out really. Pele's son jailed for 33 years.
Yeah, it was
actually that's a very sad one there. And another one here says Iran names 4 professionals, 20 others for World Cup. That's the team we're playing our first game against, and 3 points is a must in that game.
Okay, and of course there's this big one coming from Sports On. It says Chelsea rejects Inter Milan bid for Mikel Obi, 2.4 billion naira. That's what they're insisting on. And 10 days, of course, Keshe will name scored today. Chelsea is linked with a 25 million man Bonnie move, and Liverpool is extending Sterling deal to, well, he's going to be earning £100,000 a week. Okay, Tayo, why did you play football?
Yeah, it's a shame, really. Okay. Very young, boss.
Moving on the show now. 10 days
now.
to the World Cup. Of course, we talked about what is synonymous with this particular figure. You have, well, Europe, they've actually won the World Cup 10 times, and South Americans 9 times. Of course, Brazil dominating that, they've won it 5 times, and Italy, of course, the biggest winners in Europe, having won it 4 times, followed by Germany 3 times, and the others between England, Spain, and of course France, they've all won it just once. And who are the people that are in for the Spanish national team? The defending champion, Fernando Torres, Diego Costa, making it to the World Cup.
Nah, amazing, amazing. We've seen some selections this particular, in terms of this World Cup, that has made you scratch your head, like, what is going on?
What is going on?
You know, Torres, he made it. Costa, obviously, if he didn't have this hamstring injury, he's been battling for a while, that would have been sure bets. But because of the injury, you wonder, is he really fit to go into a major tournament like the World Cup? We saw what happened in the final against Real Madrid. It didn't last 9 minutes in that game. And Torres, underwhelming club season for Chelsea. I think about 5 goals in the league, you know. And when you now think about a player like Negredo, they call him the Beast. He's nowhere to be found on the list. You know, these coaches they all have their...
I think most of the coaches now said they don't want to play individual. They want to play team, you know, players that they feel can fit into their plan. Maybe that's what all of them are even going for, not having the big names. And of course, when you get there, the names will not deliver.
Believe me, it's all over. It's the same thing all over the world. If you look at the Bosque just done is now, they have the reasons for choosing certain players. The players might not be informers, another player, but they have the reasons for choosing him. If you go to Argentina as well, so Tevez didn't make the team. He had an awesome season for Juventus. He didn't make it. It doesn't matter. Same thing with Keshi. Ikechukwu, best Nigerian striker, you know, in the world.
And he go to the US, London, I mean, they're best man.
Exactly. So they all have the reason. They don't do these things for the fun of doing it. That's one thing we need to understand. When they do these things, there is a very good reason for it.
Okay, for England, of course, you have, there are actually no surprises in England, like that.
Ashley Cole.
Well, Ashley Cole, I feel, he's in his prime, and you have younger players that can fit in well, that have even done better than him this season.
Yeah, you can argue that, because really Ashley Cole, we know him as a seasoned pro for England. He's been there, done it. You know, so him being dropped
this was when they actually
they left for
England
Miami
for Miami, and of course they're already in Miami preparing for their last friendly before they go to US.
Exactly, yeah, they'll play a couple of friendlies there. But going back to Ashley Cole, he's been dropped for Luke Shaw, young player for Southampton, very good, very great
Man
upside.
United is actually targeting right now.
You know, so you can understand why, but then it's still a major shock that Ashley Cole won't be going to the World Cup.
Okay, now talking about what is happening, Qatar 2022. Well, you know, it's been since the World Cup was actually awarded to that country. You know, England beat it, the US beat it. I think these countries won't just want to rest. It's going to be more like a bidding process again, and that's what we're hearing, because there's going to be a meeting today with FIFA Security Agency, and of course with Qatar. They're going to have a meeting today after New York Times actually came up with this particular news that, look, it was done in a fraudulent manner. Bin Haman was involved in it, but Qatar have actually denied it, that he wasn't involved in it, that £3 million, that's about $5 million, actually exchanged hands. He used it to bribe officials, FIFA executive from Africa, South America, and of course some other countries, but they didn't mention Europe, and that's the money that exchanged hands for them to have been able to win the World Cup bid. Right now the news we're hearing is that they're likely to actually, you know, do the bidding process again. Well, let's just get to listen to Greg Dyke. After that, we just go straight to what happened at the weekend. That's talking about the boxing and, of course, NBA, if we still have that time. But let's just listen to Greg Dyke from UK.
I think they are very serious allegations, and they clearly need to be fully investigated by FIFA. Now, there's a guy called Michael Garcia who is doing an investigation already, an independent lawyer from New York, who's doing an investigation into what happened in the bidding for the 2022 World Cup. So clearly he should take on board all this evidence that is in today's Sunday Times. Well, there's an independent inquiry, and that's clearly separate from FIFA. There have been suggestions that some within FIFA have tried to get the independent inquiry stopped, but that's not the case. It's still going on. So, and I think it's very important that this is looked at.
Okay, FIFA investigator Michael Garcia, of course, will meet with the organizers of 2022 World Cup, and of course, they'll meet today, and we'll know what will happen next.
Exactly. Ever since the World Cup was awarded to Russia in 2018 and Qatar in 2022, it's been all kinds of allegations, mostly bribery allegations and stuff. We just hope this thing should be sorted out as soon as possible, because it doesn't really all go well for the game at all.
Okay, finally, NBA. We're talking about the NBA. Spurs, Miami in the finals again.
Yeah, familiar foes. I suspected it was going to happen. You didn't want it to happen. But those are the best two teams in the league right now, and they deserve to be there. A repeat of last year, Miami going for back-to-back title, and Spurs trying to regain their NBA title as well. So it will be very tight. Spurs have the home court advantage this time around.
Starting from home and ending at home, so that's a big one.
That's
okay,
they might just take
so
advantage of that. But before we go on, we've got to talk about Carl Froch. Come on.
I'll give you time tomorrow to talk about that. One single punch, and that was it.
Right.
Round. Okay, thank you so much for being part of the show. Coming up on Channels Television next is Business Morning. Bye for now.